Yo, what's good? Alright, today I'm going to be breaking down this Ken Carson / Yeet type preset. This preset is all Waves plugins, so if you're looking for a preset with stock plugins, I will have that coming out soon, but you're just going to have to wait for that. Basically, how I've got it set up is I've got 2 vocal tracks, 2 ad-lib tracks, I've got a beat track, and I've got a delay and reverb bus. And in my opinion, that's just the most optimal way to record vocals in FL Studio. Basically, all you have to do to record vocals is click this button to arm whatever channel you want to record into, and basically just hit record and just punch in. I made a little demo track here to just like demo the preset. This is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. I get high and I'm touching the ceiling. Dumping me neck up, I'm losing my feet. I gotta run it up, take it real high. And I got enough of this shit to get by. That baby might crack on that thing on my thigh. She look in my eyes and she telling me lie.
Alright, so that's what the preset sounds like. It's like a super crisp Yeet Ken Carson inspired preset. I know a lot of people do like less reverb and delay, so you can mess with them down here and like control how much you want. But me personally, I just prefer that more spacey sound. Anyway, let's break down this preset. Alright, first off in my preset, I've got this plugin called NS1 Noise Suppressor. And you want to make sure you select the mono versions because you're recording in mono, so you don't want to select stereo because that could add like unwanted artifacts like popping or glitching to your vocals. So just make sure you select the mono version. And basically what this plugin does is it's a noise suppressor. So instead of a noise gate which would chop the noise out of the vocals, it basically suppresses the noise. I think it uses AI or something, I'm not too sure, but it like detects what's noise and what's vocal, so you don't get that like choppy sound you get with a noise gate like in Fruity Limiter. I have mine set to around 30 to 25%, you can mess with that. Then next up I've got auto tune. You can use anteras, which I do have, but my issue with that is it adds a lot of like unwanted artifacts like popping and glitching and stuff. And it also adds like a clipper, which I don't really like. So I'm just using the stock version in FL Studio, which is called Pitcher. You can use whatever you want. You can use Waves Tune, Metatune, Anteras, and this is what it sounds like with NS1 and Autotune. Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. Alright, so the next plugin in the vocal chain is FabFilter Pro Q4, and this plugin really makes a huge difference in like the shaping of the tone. I've got this dynamic vocal EQ preset that I made a while ago, and it just sounds really clean. And it makes a really massive difference in like shaping the tone of the sound. So this is with it on. Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. And then this is with it bypassed. Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. As you can see, it just makes it sound way more clean, less boxy, less muddy. It takes out the low end here, not too much of it though, and it adds like a nice boost to the high end. Then next up in the vocal chain, we've got RVox Mono, which is, in my opinion, the best Waves compressor. I set my ratio to -15 and I set the gain to -5, and this is what it sounds like. Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. Alright, next up in the vocal chain is SSL channel. And again, you just want to make sure you're getting the mono version of these plugins. And what this does is it's basically an EQ, but it adds like a certain tone to the vocal. It just sounds really clean in my opinion. These are my settings. I'm just going to click through these so you can copy them down. And this is what it sounds like. Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. Just a subtle difference there, but it definitely makes a difference in like shaping the sound. Alright, so the next plugin we have here is CLA76. These are my settings here, you can just copy them down. I hear a lot of people saying the bluey version sounds a lot better than the blacky version, but in my opinion, I think the blacky sounds a lot better. So these are my settings here, and this is what it sounds like. Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. As you can hear, we're definitely getting a lot more volume with that. It's like really taming those like dynamics and basically like squashing the vocal. Alright, the next plugin we have in the chain is DS Mono by Waves. And these are my settings here. I've got it on -20 on the threshold, and this is my frequency here. Alright, the next plugin we've got in the chain is Fresh Air. And this plugin is 100% free. It's by Slate Digital. If you mix vocals or know anything about vocal mixing, you've probably heard of this plugin before, but basically this is what it does. If I pull this knob up and like really exaggerate it, this is what it would sound like. Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. Obviously that's way too much. I see a lot of people like actually doing that amount, which is just like ear piercing in my opinion. But we've just got a subtle 20% boost to the mid and high air. I've got this link button on so they both boost the same amount, and this is what it sounds like. Yeah, I woke up, I'm green. Just adds like a really fresh, high sparkle to the vocal. Alright, the next plugin we've got in the chain is another Pro Q4, and what I'm doing is I'm cutting out the lows at 120 Hz. I'm getting rid of this muddy sound here, which was like really building up. I'm cutting a little bit of resonance there, a little bit of harshness there, and this is what it sounds like.
Yeah, yeah, I woke up, I'm greener.
I would actually add in a little bit more low end than that, but it is what it is. And then the very last plugin we've got in the chain is Fruity Flangus. And basically what this is doing is it's separating the vocals into the stereo field and sort of giving it this like chorusy tone. This is what it sounds like.
Yeah, yeah, I woke up, I'm greener.
And then when you play it all together, this is what it should sound like.
Yeah, yeah, I woke up, I'm greener. I get high and I'm touching the ceiling. Jumping me neck up, I'm losing my feet. I get her running up, second real high. And not good enough of this shit to get by. That baby might crack and I think I might die. She look in my eyes and she telling me lie.
Alright, so when you get the FLP, this is what it should look like. So the way to record is click on one of these to arm it. Click on the record up here or R on your keyboard and just punch in. Yo. And you'll hear it automatically routes it to the vocal preset, depending on whichever one you put it on.
Yo.
And you can hear, if I drag it down to the ad-libs, it automatically routes it to the ad-lib channel.
Yo.
So yeah, that's basically it for the Ken Carson preset. Alright, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.